from the Iron Man movies. Is there a theoretical power supply that would be small enough to carry and still provide adequate power output?
Certainly. Matter-antimatter drive in his chest would do almost essentially everything he wants.
Yeah.
Except what would the antimatter touch to contain it in his chest? That's the big problem.
Okay, Alexandre LaChapelle asks, will the artificial intelligence we create ever reach the same level we see in sci-fi?
I don't see why not. Already, our artificial intelligence beats us in chess. It runs faster than us in Jeopardy. So, sure. I mean, why not?
Sure. It doesn't sound dangerous to me.
Yeah, the tricky part is, will it one day ever become diabolical?
Or enslave us or use us as food?
Exactly.
And the answer is maybe, but probably not.
I'm skeptical. Good.
Yeah. Hayden Teresa asks, could robots really be programmed to follow Asimov's law of robotics? And if they could, do you predict lifelike artificial intelligence in the near future?
We can program computers to do anything we want.
Even speak Spanish?
Period. And so this whole thing about Asimov's 3 rules, and one of them is the robot cannot kill the creator of the robot.
Yeah.
And so the point is, you can program it to do anything.
Like,
so
yes. One robot we have that kills people, and call it a drone.
Yes, exactly. And a robot doesn't have to look like people. It just has to respond to.
It just has to kill.
It's just planes today are robots.
Yeah.
The monorail in airports are robots. There's nobody driving the damn thing.
Not even a bunch of kids.
Nobody. So yeah.
Yes.
They do anything we want. And here's the thing: whether they achieve consciousness on their own, I don't know how that can happen unless we program them to achieve consciousness on their own.
So
if you program it to just to perform tasks, okay. And that's, I think, all we should let computers do. Next.
Okay.
Oops. There.
Okay. Larissa J. Levy asks, is there any possible way to make a radio out of coconuts?
No.
What? Come on.
You gotta love the professor.
Yes, you can. Come on.
You need
That's what I'm.
You need some conductor.
You need some conductor. Coconuts barely.
Polar had just come out of nowhere.
But you can make an alarm clock out of a potato. Power it.
Yes, but there are wires sticking into it. You need metal. You need conductors in it. Next.
Okay.
Well, not exactly like the professor, but hey.
In line with Futurama's predictions for the future, is alcohol a viable substance for robot fuel?
Brazil has the 3rd largest aerospace industry. It's a $20 billion industry. It employs 18,000 people. And they invented an airplane that runs on alcohol.
Unlike cognac or
pure alcohol. So here we are drinking alcohol on our airplanes. And they're making airplanes that can run on alcohol, which is essentially solar powered. Because alcohol is derived from plant products.
Okay, in Wall-E, after 700 years in space, humans lost bone mass.
No!
Wall-E.
No, you're right.
Where the hell did that grenade come from? It just appeared.
Wall-E. Thank you.
Sorry, after 700 years in space, humans lost bone mass and gained fat. Would their bodies really work back on Earth?
No. You look, our bodies don't work on Earth when all you do is sit and watch TV.
Right.
You die.
In space.
Yeah, you go in space and then you get fatter if you don't exercise.
So if we sent enemies to outer space and brought them back in like 20 years, we could beat the crap out of them.
What you do is you spin up the space station, you spin up this craft so that you have artificial gravity, and it solves the problem entirely.
If we had
Oh my god, it's not bored, it's not sniff, it's not planned.
Even stronger, correct.
Yes.
But that's no different from just increasing the weight in the gym. Right, it's no different.
No.
Okay, next.
That sounds more fun.
We're running quick.
Okay.
Last one.
Jeff Delote asks, in Dune, energy shields allow slow-moving objects to pass through but prevent fast-moving objects. Is this possible?
I've never figured that one out. So I'm not going to say...
Because it's made up. That's fine.
Let me not say that it's not possible. I will say there are things that you can move slower through faster than trying to move fast through. That's true.
Yes.
Like really viscous liquids.
Yes.
If you try to go fast through, there's a partial vacuum that picks up behind you and slows you down.
Yeah.
Like it's like the muck of mud, but move slowly, it just goes there. We gotta go. Eugene, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for
Star
having
Talk,
me.
Cosmic Queries, Sci-Fi. You're listening to Star Talk Radio, brought to you in part by a grant from the National Science Foundation. We'll see you next time. As always, keep looking up.
It's right there.
Visit LegalZoom.com to see all the
It is only making things worse for you.
$99 plus filing fees, and also get access to a network of land attorneys for guidance. LegalZoom.com is not a law firm, but provides self-help services at your specific direction. Enter discount code StarTalk for more savings at LegalZoom.com. That's discount code StarTalk at LegalZoom.com. This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 1,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. For the audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/StarTalk.
Our universe is filled with secrets and mysteries, things with many questions to be answered. We find ourselves searching for those answers as the very fabric of space, science, and society are converging. Here, for the first time, these worlds collide.
What do you think?
What's Jackie's a TV ad? There's no mean to bring static. Won't you cling to your grandma's house? Grab your backstreet friend and get loud. What's the business shit? I'm a man that's on a mission. Life is like this. When I'm applying this, check it out. What's it all about? Speak, Lord. Speak to me. Oh, speak, Lord. Just speak to me.
Welcome to Star Talk Radio. I'm your host, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm an astrophysicist with the American Museum of Natural History, right here in New York City, where I also serve as director of the Hayden Planetarium. For this episode of Star Talk, we feature an exclusive, never-before-heard interview with God. Yep, I said it. We got God on Star Talk. I ran into God's handiwork. Well, of course, it's all around us, but he has a Twitter feed called The Tweet of God. And I said, I gotta get this guy on Star Talk. This God is all that you might expect the Old Testament God to be. He smites people who don't obey or don't otherwise follow his word. And I just thought, why not explore the collision of science literacy with God the Almighty? So God and I begin by talking about life, evolution, and his plans for our future. God, it's just great having you here on Star Talk. I've been after you for a couple of years to do this. Finally made some time in your busy schedule. Thanks.
It's my pleasure. I'm a big fan, Neil. May I call you Neil?
Neil is fine.
Yes. Would you be willing to actually Neil?
There's no K in my name. The answer is no.
Stick with the spelling, are we? Very clever. Very clever.
So, I have a million things to ask you.
Don't you all?
So, I've wondered my whole life. You're God.
Yes.
And I read insurance forms, and at the end, it describes horrific acts of nature wreaking havoc on life, property, and civilization.
Yes.
And they're called acts of God.
Yes.
Well, how do you feel about that?
That's correct. They are acts of God. They are usually one act. But in the case of, for example, a earthquake followed by a tsunami, I give you two acts, making a whole night of the theater.
And you're okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay with that. You know, I created the Earth primarily as a vast killing machine. And so it's a pleasure for me to get to see the mechanism used in the way it was intended.
Well, it is true that if you look at the fossil record, 97% or more of all species there ever was are now extinct.
The fossil record is probably the single greatest thing I ever created. I put more time and energy into creating an empirically unassailable case for evolution than anything else I have ever done. And do you want to know why, Tyson?
Why?
Because it's worth it at the end, when a scientist dies and goes to heaven, and I talk to him for about half an hour about what a wonderful job he did promoting reason and rationality, and then I open the trap door and I say, so long, sucker, and I send him to hell. It's not evil. That's a mischaracterization, Neil. I'm not evil. I'm just misunderstood. And
one shot and down.
But you can't argue the fact
Much for
that
being legendary.
just like humans, you know, we got some apes out there. Yes, they sit out and cross their leg, they scratch when they itch, they smile. Yes. So evolution explains that. We're good with that. But what were you thinking?
I was thinking I wanted to create creatures just human enough so that when they did things like humans did, it was very funny. So that's why I created monkeys. Monkey funny. Monkey always funny. When you see monkey eat banana, monkey funny. This is what I was thinking. That's the basic principle behind the entire line of primates. Monkey funny, chimpanzee funny, gorilla funny.
There's a lot of extinct species in the fossil record that you regret, that you wish were still walking around now.
I do miss the mastodon. I think that was a really good one. He was an amazing creature, kind of elephant-like. So I think if I could do it again, I would keep the mastodon, and I would probably lose humanity.
Here's what I've got.
Well, there's some frozen mastodons coming out of glaciers, and we might have the DNA, and we could make a new mastodon.
I think that's a wonderful thing for people to be doing. That's why I'm not going to get rid of the humans yet. They're helpful in creating the extinct species. A Jurassic Park, I would love to see a Jurassic Park for real. And it would be nice to see the dinosaurs get back together again. They were a fun group while they lasted.
I worry that we bring the mastodon back to thrive in an era of the Ice Age, bring it back just in time for global warming.
No, it wouldn't be fair. So maybe some of the hotter weather extinct creatures should return. Like the fire dragon, for example. We used to have fire dragons. I love the fire dragons as well. They used to inhabit the Amazonian jungles, but it didn't work out for them. It's a long story.
Are we ever going to solve this global warming thing?
That's on you. That's nothing to do with me. You want your entire race.
So this is mean and not nice. This is why I shot her twice. You got nothing on life. Oh, man. I want that tape. Where is it? I have to add that tape. That tape is fantastic.
Be able to tan more easily. That's your decision. I have nothing to do with that.
What's up with flightless birds? What were you thinking?
It's just funny, Neil. Isn't this being funny enough?
We got the emu, the ostrich.
Hey, here's what I've got.
I'll tell you what's even worse. It's that none of them survive, so you don't know about them, but there's also fish that can't swim. I created them as well, but you don't hear about them because they all drown, and so you never see them. But there's thousands of fish born in the oceans every day who can't swim, and they are hilarious, I have to say. That is, to see their pathetic struggles to survive that brief period before they drown is, for me, highly amusing.
You know my least favorite kind of creature in creation is?
Tell me, Neil.
Parasites.
Oh, that's ironic.
Oh my gosh. Parasites of all kinds. The things that suck your blood, that attach to you, that bite you. Why are you annoying us with this?
I don't disagree. I think those are, I have an agent. He gets 10% of everything I do. And what is he doing for me? I'm gone. You're talking about a parasite. So I am reconsidering the whole parasite category. Yes.
I don't presume humans are going to be here forever. If you look at the fossil record, mammals have a tenure on Earth that lasts maybe 3 million years, tops. So if we're just another mammal on Earth, I'm not going to think we're going to live much longer than that. Who's going to rise up after us? I'm thinking it's like the roaches or the rats or what.
That's correct. It's going to be the rats and the roaches. And what's wonderful about that, I chose them is because they're the two most disgusting animals to human beings. And I want humans to know that not only are they going to die, but they're going to be succeeded by disgusting, disgusting animals, rats and roaches.
I don't think you've thought this all the way through, because rats thrive where humans thrive. Roaches thrive where humans toss their garbage. If you get rid of humans, what are they going to have to live on?
Humans. The bodies of the humans. Human beings won't eat rats and roaches, but rats and roaches will happily eat human beings. And so that's, game, set, and match, rats, roaches.
That is so quick. Either that was planned or this guy's fantastic. Whoever that voice is, it's beautiful comedy. What can I say?
Some things like starting a business or protecting your family with
And it was probably him too. It just sounds like his type of comedy. The whole time I was hearing it, I was like, is that him?
Put them at the top of your list. LegalZoom helps you incorporate or form an LLC with their simple questionnaire, starting at just $99. Over 1 million entrepreneurs have done it, and 90% of customers recommend LegalZoom to friends and family. You can also create a will starting at just $69, or even a living trust quickly and easily, and get peace of mind and protection. No surprise fees, no hassles, and no headaches. LegalZoom's step-by-step process was created by a team of experts in law and technology. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but can connect you to a third-party attorney and provide you with self-help services. From wills to business formations, trademarks, powers of attorney, and more, go to LegalZoom.com. For even more savings, type StarTalk into the referral box at checkout. Don't put off the things you need to do. Go to LegalZoom.com and use discount code StarTalk. That's LegalZoom.com, discount code StarTalk. This is StarTalk.
I'm listening.
Welcome back to Star Talk Radio. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. For this episode of Star Talk, we're featuring my exclusive private one-on-one interview with God. In this segment, we talk about God's origin, creation of the universe, and some of the deepest mysteries of the cosmos. So, when were you born, and where were you born?
I was born an infinite number of years ago. It was October 8th, negative infinity. I was my own father, and then I never knew my mom. She left me when I was about 87 trillion, so I was still very young. And has that scarred me? Some have argued it has, and perhaps it has. I don't really know. But I learned very early on that anything I was going to have in this existence, I would have to create for myself. And so that's what gave me the idea to create the universe. Because I thought if I create the universe, I'll have something that I can call my own. And I think that was important to me. That was a turning point in terms of my own self-esteem.
Some say you're female, but you sound pretty male to me.
No, I'm all man, Neil. In fact, I'll show you later.
So what do you say to the people who pray to you and assume you're female, or perhaps you're not even an entity that we can identify as having any gender at all?
I say, oh, go have fun with your vegan orc. Go to your commune and live on your kibbutzes and pray to your feminine goddesses. Oh,
Fragmine! Who loves Fragmine?
Go watch Lifetime television.
It's been said you are the alpha.
I love Fragmine.
Says that, but no, that's their alphabet. But it's kind of weird if we say you're the A and the Z.
Right.
So if you're the alpha, you make it through the beginning and the end.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
I'm the beginning and the end, but the good news for you is that I'm not the middle. And that's sweet.
But do we really have free will? I think I do. I think I choose what happens in my life. But some people are saying lately that maybe that's not the case.
You do have free will, but if I do have a regret, looking back, it shouldn't have been free. It should have been a paid service. Will should have been something that cost. Imagine how much money I could have made if Will was a Bezos instead of making it free. But you know, I give things to people, and what do I get? I get nothing. I used to get slaughtered oxen, Neil. I used to get the fatted heels of black cows, 4 of them, spotless white, burned at the altar. Now, yes. Sometimes it does make me sad.
It took us centuries inventing methods and tools of science, and we finally realized that our 5 senses are really inadequate to decode the deepest operations of nature. And so we invent telescopes and particle accelerators, and we end up discovering relativity and quantum physics. Those are awesome understandings of the universe, but you had it hidden there. We didn't even know that until the 20th century. What's up with that?
I like things right. I like mystery. I like the process of science, and there's so much out there for them to discover, including some things that to me should have been discovered centuries ago. For example, pi. How can you not see the pattern? How do you not see? It's what I'm not going to say, but it's right there. How do you not see what the pattern is?
We've tried to find the pattern. We can't find a pattern. In fact, there's so much not a pattern. We have a word for the kind of number that has no pattern that we've ever found. It's called transcendental number.
Yeah!
Unlike me, it is irrational.
Did you see him?
With our telescopes, we study galaxies.
Look
the
right
universe
through our
expanding.
fingers.
Turn the clock back. We can now,
If you can't tell, Mysterious Stranger is probably my favorite part of this whole game.
why would the drama and the explosion?
I created the heaven and the earth approximately 6,200 years ago in 6 days. What do you mean it's thinking about?
Well, then you put evidence in the sky to tell us differently.
Yes. Oh, how did I do that? Oh, yeah. I'm God. I'm omnipotent.
That's like
That
it's not
answers
putting off that
everything.
protection.
Anytime anyone says, oh, that doesn't make logical sense, it's because I'm God. Do you understand the kind of power I have? I can get a table at Balthazar right now. It's no effort for me.
But wait a minute, there are things we used to think were unknowable. And had I invoked your, well, God did it, I would have just stopped there. But I said, no, I think the universe is knowable. And we keep looking and we figure it out.
That's like saying, oh, I have a little boo-boo on my elbow. I couldn't get it healed by myself, but I'm going to scratch it and scratch it. Oh, no, it's infected. Oh, no, it's gangrenous. Oh, no, now my arm's gone off. Oh, no, now
Philosophically, that all of our understanding of the universe can be written down in one equation. But we're not there yet. We're looking for the theory of everything. So we got our top people working on it. We call them string theorists. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
But that means they're ready to figure you out.
Without giving too much away, they're not going to discover a theory of everything, because there is no such theory. They may, by means of hard work, discover the most they can, which is the theory of most things. There's a theory that covers 87% of things, and that is the best you're ever going to do. Reach that point. I hope at that point you say, you know what, we have a theory of most things. Isn't that good enough? A theory of most things will also be sufficient for any kind of practical purpose one never would.
So our best understanding of the future of the universe is that it will expand forever and the temperature will drop. Right now it's 3 degrees.
There he is!
It'll go asymptotically to 0. All the mechanical processes will
There he
cease.
is!
Stars will finish being born and they'll slowly die, and we'll have a universe that ends in the depths of cold.
All true, but on the plus side,
Oh, one more level, and I get him even more often.
last bit,
Oh, one more level!
Our best thinking today about the universe tells us that maybe this is not the only universe, that there could be a multiverse, an infinitude of other universes out there. Yet I've got you sitting next to me in a Star Talk interview in this universe. The other universes have their own gods.
now I am the god of all the other universes.
Now, how do you even know that? Well, so sorry, your God. Sorry.
There are 6 different other universes. 6 universes total.
Well, it's not infinite.
No, just 6. The only difference is which of the characters from Friends goes on to be the biggest star after the show. Everything else is exactly the same. In one universe, he's Kudrow, the big star. In One David Schwimmer is the biggest star, and another one, Jeffrey Aniston, the biggest. So those are the only 6 universes that there are.
How about the laws of physics within the universe? Say, that's no fun.
I settled on these constants for a good reason. Every mathematical constant in the universe is there for a reason.
Because we have the speed of light, that's a good one. That one is the same everywhere. We got Planck's constant, gravitational constant. Why not experiment?
I'm very happy with them. It's not just mathematical.
Click.
There's also other. Well, Murphy's law. That's a constant. That's a constant as much as any of the ones you mentioned. Anything that can't go wrong with that is a universal law.
So why is it that everyone, when they think of heaven, they look up to the universe, and they think of hell, they look down? What that means to me is when I study the universe, and I'm looking up, and I talk about what's up there, and other people look up and search for their gods, we're searching the same territory. That's interesting to me, because to be inspired by looking up has common emotion in both communities.
Yes, and you should be inspired by looking up creation of the universe and the universe around all human beings. It's a source of all majesty. It should be. I created 500 million, billion, trillion, billion stars, but I did it all for the purpose of just, the nice view for people on it. Did I go too far? Did I create too many? Perhaps. The argument could be made. I didn't have to create 500 million, billion, trillion, billion stars just to fill the sky on behalf of one little planet orbiting one of them. But you know what? I like to complete the things I start. So when I put in an order for 500 million, billion, trillion, billion stars, I completed the order.
What you're saying is you made them so people looking up, feeling your presence, they're perfectly legitimate in that. I'm studying them as astrophysical objects, and I'm legitimate in doing that too.
Yes, that's right. I also created the stars as a template for Hollywood stars, because Hollywood stars are really what I was going for. And so the stars in the sky, people think that Hollywood stars are named in honor of them. It's the reverse. Hollywood stars are very important to me, celebrities. They are my chosen people. And I know you're going to say, I want to choose your chosen people, but the truth is, Neil, there's lots more than that.
This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 150,000 downloadable titles. And that number used to be 100,000 just recently, going up. Across all types of literature and featuring audio versions of many New York Times bestsellers. For Star Talk listeners, Audible is offering a free audiobook to give you a chance to try out their service. One Audible book to consider is How the Mind Works by a good friend of mine, Steven Pinker. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to
Oh shit! I forgot I don't have any red resistance on this account. Ah! Ah!
Hey there.
Welcome, neighbor. We're always glad to see a new face around here. Tell me something. You ever feel like the whole world is broken? That's what I used to think.
Welcome back to
Until I found a way to make it. We call ourselves the pillars of the future, but we're growing fast. All of it. Step right this way, and I'll be.
This next segment, we
Sounds
talk about
good.
planets,
Well, that's
space
just
exploration,
fantastic.
and the possibility of alien life. I was implicated
Right
2
this
years
way,
back
neighbor.
for the demotion of Pluto. I didn't actually do it. I was an accessory back at the Hayden Planetarium and the Rose Center. We had a whole exhibit that said, look, guys, Pluto is not really hanging. It's not cutting it with the rest of the planets. It's small. It's made of mostly ice.
It's a trans-Neptunian dwarf object, clearly, Neil, and we're in agreement on this. There's no question about that. That's not funny. It's not. That's a simple fact.
Alrighty.
I don't know
I
why
hope
you
you're as
find that
excited as
amusing.
I
I
am.
created it
This is
as
one
one
of
of
my
many, along with
favorite parts
Eris
of
and
the show.
thousands of other things
Getting to
between
welcome
there and
new
the Orange
members
Cloud.
into
This is
our
all basic
The
stuff.
first step
Any
is
first grader in
you
any
have to
country
learn to give
other
up
than
your
America would
affections
know.
to material
Pluto is
possessions
fine. That's not
in
the
order
issue.
to
The issue
gain
is
the
this.
ability to have
I
true
created
wealth,
8
health,
planets,
and
Earth,
happiness.
and 7
Just
others. Now,
go ahead and
there's
give
5
me
of them that have
everything
been
you
around
want, and I'll
and visible
initiate
for
you at
long
a
thousands
first-level
of
tour
Mercury,
of the
Venus,
community.
Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn.
So when those were named for
down on
pagan
your
gods,
socks
I
at the
thought to
right course
myself,
of action.
okay, they're not enlightened yet. They don't understand the great glory of me and my monotheistic brain. Then in 1781, William Herschel discovers a new planet. You know where this is going. Not only does he fail to name it for me, he gives it a name that has caused tittering among cosmologists and fifth graders alike ever since. To not name the planet God, but to call it Uranus. I can never forgive William Herschel for that. He's an evil man rotting in hell.
So, we're here on Earth. We don't know if there's life anywhere else.